Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Sharingan and Byakugan fused into a new Dojutsu. If you enjoy and want to see the other parts, remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Comment down below and tell me what next part guys. I'll be throwing it as soon as possible for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, if you're new, if this is the first time you hear my voice and my channel name, Anime King, and I have 3 of them guys. King 1, King 2, and King 3, which I post what if on every single day. The links will be down in the description for all of them, so go ahead, check them out and enjoy. Just take 5 seconds and click that red subscribe button and also turn on that bell notification so you can see exactly when I post. So yeah, without much wasting time or further ado, what do you say we just dive and leap right into this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last time we left off, Naruto Hyuga Uchiha. That was his full name because he was from both of those clans. As he was a special child. Yes, a really special child. However, the villagers' hate for him was always there. As he ignored them though, as he made his way towards the compound of the Hyugas. With the death of the Uchiha clan, the recent slaughter of them, leaving only one, well, 2 to be exact, Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto vowed to find Itachi and make him pay for what he did. Today was a special day though, as Naruto met up with Neji, who was in the same graduating class as him and Hinata, as they made their way towards the academy. Arriving there, as it was their test. Going through the test, it was rather easy for them. It was rather easy, as they all came out with a successful mark on their headband. They passed. As Neji gave Naruto a scroll that was given to Hayashi by his mother, and it was time that Naruto have it. As Naruto was quiet about this, he made his way. Him and Sasuke had a horde of fangirls. Yes, most might not like him, but some of them did. And also the crazy snake lady that they had mistakenly messed with in the forest of death, and now she was after them. As the both of them had to run out of their house. They were being hunted like savage beasts as they ran into the forest of death. And Anko was in there as well. The life and death situation awakened their eyes. Sasuke awakening Sharingan, but Naruto's eyes were peculiar. I never before seen Dojutsu. It was then that Naruto read the scroll that his mother left him. His mother was a Hyuga. Hayashi cousin, his favorite cousin to be exact. As she was with Obito Uchiha. Obito and her. They brought forward the union of the Hyuga and Uchiha clan, and they sealed it by getting married. But Obito died before even finding out that his wife was pregnant. As he went on the mission and laid down the economy bridge, and he died. Yes, he died. And that was rather saddening. She was able to get through it though because of his sensei Minato, who later on became the 4th. His sensei also adopted someone close to his family side, not Naruto's, but there was a child involved. As many things happened back then. And later into that, Naruto also was a holder of the 8 tails. Naruto had memories, more like visions of the 8 tails fighting, and there was a snake as well. Naruto was also kind of into snakes as well. There was a lot of things were not revealed. As he was a special child indeed, considering that he loved to turn to snakes, and he also acted rather slippery as well. Yes, there was something there. That night was fuzzy. He was a baby. His mother wrote this while dying. As Naruto did not sleep though. As Sasuke was worried for him. Sasuke had lost his mind when he had lost everyone. That is when he met Naruto at the psychiatric ward. Things happened to Naruto when he was younger. Things that scarred him for his life. Sasuke didn't want to be alone either, as the both of them were living here at the Uchiha compound. The day finally came though, for them to get placed on teams. The selections were different. Kakashi wanted to be the one to get the team revolving the Uchiha. Kakashi did not know that Obito was Naruto's father at all, considering that he did something in the past, something that scarred the child. When Hiruzen told him that day, Kakashi was shocked. He just shunned out of the room, not saying a word. The sensei for them though was Rikimaru. Rikimaru was a special person. There was something about him, not to mention his eyes. Show a strange dojutsu that was not ever seen before. It was in that he made his way. He was young, in his teens, late teens to be exact. He was a special person as well. As he came to greet his team, consists of Sakura, Naruto and Sasuke. As he told them to come and go to Ichiraka Ramen with him, so that they can get to know each other. As Naruto was delighted to hear that. Not only did he love the noodles, but the people there, they didn't treat him like the others in the village. And he was grateful. So yeah guys, basically let's play off. You guys can switch across the PlayStation of yourself, and yeah, what do you say we leap right into this new episode? The Jonin and his Genins all sat there, as they just arrived. Naruto, any more than 3 bowls, and you're paying out of your pocket. I'd rather not have to spend enough money that will left me broke, said Rikimaru, as Naruto rubbed the back of his head rather sheepishly. He had a tendency to overeat, especially when it came to ramen. In fact, that was why he had to learn how to cook ramen, as it made him eat at the Heiga compound. He shook his head as he turned towards Ayam. Ayam-chan, he said, I'll take 1 miso, 1 shrimp, and 1 surprise bowl today. Ayam smiled as she wrote down Naruto's order. She turned towards Sasuke. Just 1 chicken, an oriental mix please, Sasuke said, as she turned towards Sakura. 1 of your diet specials, in a small bowl if it's not too much trouble, Sakura ordered meekly, as she was not too used to eating here. As she then turned towards Rikimaru, who pulled a menu. As he started to look over it, Ayam started to twitch though, as he eat here almost every day. He knew what was on the menus. As he looked up towards her and winked, I would like a piece. Whack! Ow! What was that for? She tapped her foot on the ground, glaring at him, as she had just slapped him across the face. Stop being a pervert and hitting on me. Besides, I know that you're involved with someone else. He blinked in surprise. Yes, he was gonna order as usual, but who in the world told you I was involved with someone? This is like news to me, he said. She whacked him across the face once again, as the Genins tried to hold in their laughter. Don't you give me that, mister, she said. I know that you've been in a relationship for some time. I know that it's official. I've been given permission that if you come on to me, I can slap you. As for who told me, let's just say a little purple cat came by and told me. He grumbled to himself about no good cats as he turned towards his Genins. Each of them were laughing at him. Swearing that a certain cat would pay in his mind, he spoke. Now then, as our food is getting ready, we're going to introduce ourselves and explain a little bit about us. And just for each of you for laughing at me, you're gonna have to say one thing that you fear. All 3 of them stopped laughing. They knew that because he was their Jonin sensei, he could basically get away with torturing them and call it training. So it's best just to get it over with. But they all want to know about their sensei first, after all. They knew nothing about the man. Sakura, being the more talkative of the group, spoke first. Well, sensei, shouldn't you go first to show us how it is done? And you did say you would explain about your eyes changing back then. He nodded. It was fair. Alright, my name is Rikimaru Akonami, heir to the Akonami clan from the Hidden Rain. Let's see, I like coming here to eat once a day, and I like building traps. Another like of mine is the Sunshin, and I've learned each type of Sunshin there is. What I hate is my girlfriend who doesn't allow me to have fun, and who tell other people that it's okay to hit me. I am a refugee from the Hidden Rain, who decided to stay here within Konoha because it's the most peaceful out of the other great villages. I became a Genin at 7. I became Chunin at 10, Jonin at 11, Anfu at 13, and Anfu Captain at 16. I am the foremost trap experts in the continent, and I'm highly skilled at throwing weapons and genjutsu. And finally, my dream is to marry that same girlfriend, as I love her even with all of her faults, and to teach my kids how to become maniacal pranksters. Now Pinky, since you asked me, you're up next. Both Sakura and Sasuke did pant at their sensei. While he seemed normal, he liked traps, and he was going to teach his kids to become pranksters. As for Naruto, he seemed thrilled. So far, whatever his sensei said, it was amazing. Pranks, traps. As Sakura thought for a moment what she was about to say, even though she disliked being called Pinky. I'm Haruna Sakura, she said. Daughter of Haruna Moroku and Ryuko. I guess my likes, is sitting on the left of Naruto, and having friends that treat me kindly as well. I dislike when people pick on me for my forehead, or for my hair. At this part she shrunk into herself as she nervously looked at her long pink hair. My father is a brother to the Fire Lord, but he passed away 12 years ago. I was supposed to be in a private school so I could work for my uncle, but I wanted to become a kunoichi instead. While I don't have any skills that stand out, I hope to later on. My dream is to find true love, and to become a better kunoichi. I fear that I would never become a good kunoichi, she said. Everyone was rather surprised as she finished. Rikimaru, because of what he's seen so far, has told him that she was a fangirl, but this changed his whole perspective on her. Sasuke, because she also chased him around with the rest of the fangirls. Naruto, because she was telling the truth, and she was all fidgety about it. Wait, said Naruto, if that's the truth, why do you always chase Sasuke instead of training? I can kind of get you being related to the Fire Lord. As most of his family, he has many different branches, and they have red hair, some of them different shade of red. As Sakura smiled, she looked towards Naruto. I chased Sasuke because he's hot. There's no denying that the girls in the class came up with a list of the hottest boys in the class. Sasuke was 1, Neji was 2nd, and you were 3rd. I thought it was a fad, everyone chasing him, so I just went along with it, she said. But after a while, no one seemed to be stopping. Not to mention, it helped us greatly to run after you too. Ino is always persistent, and I couldn't let her beat me, and not to mention, you two are really fast. Not to mention it worked because I'm much faster than I was a few years ago, and I'm in a lot better shape. Even my chakra reserves are a little better. All 3 of them were shocked at the end of what she just said. They can't really wrap their mind around it, but it did make sense. As she got annoyed as she picked up a few pebbles and hit each of them, forced them to snap out of it. As she picked who to go next. Sasuke, you're next, she said. Rikimaru was about to say otherwise, but he realized it was best that Sasuke go next. Sasuke was quiet for a few seconds until he spoke. My name is Sasuke Uchiha, heir to the Uchiha clan. My likes are sushi, training, and hanging around the house with Naruto. I hate the fangirls that chase me, even if it's for training, he said, as he glared at Sakura while he said that. Before he continued, I originally was a part of the Young Anvu project when entering the academy, but seeing that it was shut down a few months later, I didn't get much out of it. I am overall confident in all areas, but I'm a master in none of them. My dream is no. My goal is to rebuild my clan and make the one that created my hell pay. As for my fears, I fear my fangirls and being raped by a gay pedophile. He nodded as he expected that much, except for the last part. Rikimaru had to pound his chest as he nearly choked on his ramen, as he told Naruto to go next. My name is Uchiha Hyuga Naruto, but I might have to come up with a new clan name if I have a new bloodline. My parents are Hyuga Mai and Obito Uchiha, 2 outgoing shinobis before they pass away. I like ramen, studying seals, pissing villagers off with my pranks, and helping Sasuke around the house. I dislike practically every non-active shinobi, and even some of them. I also hate my fangirls who won't leave me alone either, especially a blonde-haired one. I also was put in the Young Anvu program when entering the academy, but as Sasuke said, it was shut down. My chakra reserves is almost unmatched. My ninjutsu is far beyond most chunin and even some jonin. I'm confident in my other areas, but I know I need work with my genjutsu and my taijutsu. My dream. I don't have a dream right now. I guess the closest thing I have is almost close to Sakura's, and that isn't really much of a dream for me, but a goal to achieve. As for fear, I fear only death, or Anko and Ino, because sometimes they're death incarnate. Rikimaru finished his ramen as he laid down the money and a tip. Alright, that's enough for today. Tomorrow meet me at Train Ground 7 at 9 in the morning. If you don't know where it is, consider it your first test as for being a part of my squad. And by the way, tomorrow will be your regal genin test. Before they could even look shocked at what he said, he's sunching away in a swirl of water. Well, that's messed up, said Naruto. The bastard didn't even give them time to ask. What the hell did he mean by that? Time skip. Sasuke Uchiha was not a morning person. The only reason why he was ever up this early was because the windows to his room faced sunrise, grumbling to himself wondering why he didn't just choose another room or put black curtains in front of the windows. As he glanced through the window, the entire property outside was covered in traps. The visible ones were only meant to be a distraction, while the other ones were hidden. As he was glad that the Hokage finally took actions against these fangirls. As he made his way towards the bathroom, he got a shower and exit. As he made his way to get some breakfast after putting on his clothing. As he went into the cupboard realizing that he had no idea where Trinity Room 7 was, and it was almost time as he grabbed NG bars. As Sasuke arrived at the door about to knock, but that wasn't his style, he spun and kicked the door open. Damn it, Sasuke, can't you just enter like a normal person instead of making a flashy entrance? Naruto yelled as he quickly rolled the scroll and sealed it away. Sasuke raised an eyebrow at that. Naruto was not one to hide the scroll unless it was something big he was working on. And if it was that big, he would have probably told him, or one of the Hyugas, whether it be Haruna, Hayashi, Hinata or Neji. Sasuke shook the thought off though as he decided not to worry about that right now. It's just my style to do so. Besides, we have 1 hour to find the training ground, where we have no clue where it's located. As Naruto turned to look towards the time on his alarm clock, as he cursed. He was never sure why he would lose track of time so much when he worked on that particular scroll. The others, he could keep track of time, but this one, it was almost like he didn't want him to know what was going on around him as he worked on it to solve that riddle. Alright, he says. He picked up his bloodline scroll before pocketing it. Let's pick up Sakura before heading out. I doubt she found where the training ground is located. Sasuke nodded until he noticed the black rings around Naruto's eyes. He would have said something about it, but he had a suspicion of why Naruto was not getting any sleep. There were 2 things. One was the Uchiha massacre, and the other was... Sasuke shook his head as he focused back on Naruto, knowing that bringing them up wouldn't be a good thing. Time skip. As he arrived towards Sakura's house, Naruto stayed back as he allowed Sasuke to knock on the door. As Sakura came out, her mother behind her. It seems like she got most of her looks from her father, and her hair as well because her mother had black hair and silver eyes. Naruto was surprised when she looked towards him and she smiled. There was something he was not used to because most of the village elders hate his guts, as he felt a bit unnerved by that. But she went back inside though as Sakura closed the door. Hey guys, sorry. My mom wanted to see who was on my team. Kind of understanding the reason, Naruto was still weirded out about that smile. And the smile was directed at him, not Sasuke. As Naruto paused, one of his shadow clones dispelled. The memory sharing of shadow clone was a great thing whenever they dispel. They send back the information. I know where the training ground 7 is, he said. It's near the onsen and spa. The one where he used to take us to get to the onsen, said Naruto, as he looked towards Sasuke. Sasuke narrowed his eyes as he knew who Naruto was talking about. Itachi. Not that he could blame Naruto for not saying the name. He didn't want to hear it either. Sakura wondered who was it they were talking about. Whoever it was, the person had pissed off 2 of the most volatile genins that she knew. Mainly because of Naruto injuring people when they annoy him and Sasuke cliff incident. As they were heading to the grounds, Naruto pulled out his scroll as he was looking over it. Sakura noticed as she asked. What's that, she said. It's a scroll of what I know about my bloodline. Right now I'm trying to figure out a name for it. I want to go with Moon Eyes or Stargazer, but it sounds kind of dull. So I'm trying to figure out another name that deal with the moon. Concerning the look of it, said Naruto. Sakura blinked in surprise. For once, she did not even know that Naruto possessed a bloodline, much less it was a new one, seeing that he was gonna name it. But the idea popped in her head as he said moon. Why not Lunar Eyes? It sounds better than Moon Eyes, though Stargazer is not that bad. As Naruto blinked as he looked at Sakura, as the name that she just said, Lunar Eyes, it matched exactly what he was looking for. Still, he wasn't expecting that she would be the one to solve his dilemma. Thanks, Sakura, said Naruto. That's better than anything either of us have thought of, said Naruto. Which is sad, Sasuke said, as they arrived at the training ground. As Naruto pulled out a pen, as he scratched out what he had wrote earlier. The new name, Lunar Eyes, or slash Sharingan. Yeah, sounds pretty neat, he said to himself. Just as he finished writing that down, there was a swirl of leaves that appeared in front of them. He was wearing similar clothing to Rikimaru was the other day, but instead he was wearing padded torso. And he was wearing his falcon mask. He was an ex-envoy captain, alright, as Naruto had saw that mask before. Rikimaru smirked under his mask. He looked towards the three of them. As he took his mask off and strapped it to his waist. Well, seeing that the three of you made it here on time, you passed my first test. Sensei, Sakura said, as he turned towards her. I was wondering, since all team has a special skills. For Neji and Hinata I know it's tracking and close range combat, but what about ours? We seem to be all diverse. Rikimaru smiled to see that she was so observant, as he gave her answer. I don't know what type our team is, but I want you to learn your own team strength to determine what kind of team you are. That is what my test is today. Testing your strengths. Oh, and if you fail, wait, said Sakura. What do you mean fail? Are you telling me that even after we took that academy test we can still fail? Rikimaru smirked as he brought his mask back up and placed it on. His voice was much more deeper and vicious. Yes, there are some that are not just cut out for the ninja life. It could be one of you, or all of you, or perhaps none of you. There is no such thing as someone that is just meant to be a shinobi. Everyone has to work for it, even the best of the class. There has only been 2 shinobi in the history of Konoha that instantly became top shinobi, and those are Kakashi Hatake and Itachi Uchiha, both becoming genin when they were half your age. Now, do you have what it takes to become a shinobi of this village? I will see that for myself right here and now. As he pulled out 2 belts, as he tied them to his belt, the first 2 to get these belts will become a part of my genin team. To get these belts, you must first find me and take them from me in a span of 3 hours. If you fail, you will be sent back to the academy with no question asked. There is a way for all 3 of you to pass, but that is up to you to figure out on your own. But remember this, to pass this test, you must come at me with the intent to kill. Now, begin! As Naruto's feet propelled him off the ground the moment the man said that, Naruto's fist smashed right through the man. As he was... Wait, mud? Damn it, a mud clone. Naruto quickly sent chakra to his eyes as he searched for a sensei. His black eyes with gold and crescent moons appear, as he then realized there are traps all over in the forest. It is completely littered with them, and these are the only traps I can see. I will bet there are some that I cannot. These look the same to the ones that are put up around the manor. To make it worse, there are decoys of him, to make it harder for me to spot the real one. Sasuke cursed hearing that, but he asks Naruto, which of his clones are most likely the one to truly be him? If we split up and find the 3, we have a better chance of finding him. As Naruto searched, as he spotted 3 of them that seemed to be standing out from the others. Alright, what seemed to be the least dangerous path is northeast to the clearing of the forest. Sakura, you best take that path, it is the safest. Sasuke, you take the one into the east over there, by the forest post. It is hard to miss, but traps are sprung all over the place. I'll take the other path to him, but if you run into him, flare your chakra, so that we all shall know. And be sure to leave a wire trail, so that we can follow and not get caught up in the traps. As they nod in agreement and move off, leaving ninja wires to make sure they mark their progress. As Naruto walked into his side of the forest, as his side has dozens upon dozens of clones, each of them were smiling at him with kunais and shurikens in their hands. Then in a second, the sun was literally blocked out from the dozens of weapons coming down towards him. Screw me, said Naruto, as his dance of death began, as he dodged hundreds of projectiles launched towards him. Sasuke heard Naruto cursing on top of his lungs. For some reason he was grateful that Naruto gave him this path, as he had a feeling that he had picked the more dangerous one. As he cut down the spike trap and it dropped right into the pitfall, as he flipped over it. Before he landed though, he stabbed a kunai in the ground, as he uses one hand to balance on top of it. He then reached up with his leg and kicked the tree as the javelin fell down as he moved out of the way. It slammed down where his kunai once was. As he appeared, moving through the bushes into the clearing, Rikimaru sat on training post, not even looking at him. Sasuke pulled a kunai as he slowly moved, not making a sound. He stepped on a twig as he winced. But when he glanced up, Rikimaru was not even looking his way same way. As he realized he was not wearing his mask. As he simply smiled, clones. "Go boom," Rikimaru said. Sasuke's eyes went wide as he turned, but the clone exploded. Meanwhile, hearing the cursing and the muffled scream by Sasuke, Sakura thought about going to aid the latter, but this was the plan that they came up with. She avoided the traps that she saw and disarmed those that she could not go around. As she came across the clearing, as she then felt something, she spun around, but it was only Naruto and Sasuke. "I'm guessing those two were not the real ones," she said. Both of their eyes were twitching violently. As she turned back and she saw the traps, only 4, fire style. Both Naruto and Sasuke said as they breathed out a massive flame from their mouth, destroying all of the remaining traps. She sweat dropped at that as she saw they were seriously pissed off. So she simply followed behind them. As Naruto pulled out a windmill striking Sakura, strapped ninja wire onto Sasuke caught and threw it right towards Rikimaru. Rikimaru flashed out of the way as the thing stabbed into the stump. As he reappeared, "Good. Now that all 3 of you are here, the real test can begin." The 3 of them slipped in their stance as they got ready. As he slipped into a stance of his own, only for him to start to chuckle a bit as he pulled off his mask. "You all pass," he said. Their face hit the ground like a solid stone as they collapsed over. When they picked themselves back up, they looked at him like he was crazy. "Oh, come on," he said. "You honestly thought I was going to put up traps to kill my brand new Jennings and give them a situation that they could not survive in. I know sometimes I'm a hard ass, but I'm not an idiot." As he saw all 3 of them glaring at him, as he looked back down towards the bells, "These were just to throw you off your real objective. You indeed showed me that you can work as a team and also keep yourself separated from the others. But you will have to learn the value of your comrades, because you will never know when something might change your situation and your life will be left in the hands of your comrade. While you will each get individual training, training as a team is the most important thing right now. You guys have not grown up yet to get stuck in your ways. So I want you to understand the benefit and the importance of your comrades watching your back. Let me show you in literal terms," he says. He pulled up the bells. "What if I had made this test much harder and put your life into danger? Would you willingly put your friends and teammates into danger, or would you call it off? Once you answer that question, it will be the defining moment of when you understand who you are as a ninja. Are you a merciless killer that cares for nothing but himself? Or a selfless noob that will give up his life for others? Or are you someone who fights for what you believe in? There are countless possibilities at the end of the road. It just depends on which one you pick. I don't like using other people's line, but this one is worth repeating. Those who abandon the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are even worse than trash." Now I want you to think about these words from a man who died saving his own teammate. When you are lost in your life, they will help you find your way, because if you don't, I will not take you guys as my genuine team. With that, he faded away, leaving the 3 of them behind. As Naruto was the first to sigh once he was gone. He had heard that before, but now hearing the full context of it, he didn't know anymore. When he was young, he wanted to prove that he could ignore their thoughts and prove that he wasn't a demon, but he was him. But he had now come to realize that it was only a fairy tale. The only thing he wants right now is to protect his friends and family, and spend some time away from the village sometime. But would he willingly put his friends, family, and teammates in front of that? No. "I won't," he said. "I will protect those precious to me no matter what. That is, and that will always be, my 9 though," he said. As Sasuke was thinking the same thing. He really didn't have that much left in his village. But would he throw it all away for his goal? Would he give it all up just to kill the one that brought him and Naruto so much pain? Was it really worth it? A voice inside told him that it was, but he wouldn't. He couldn't. "I am an avenger," he said, "but I will not give up everything I have left just to kill that man. Because what would he have afterwards? Nothing." As Sakura heard what the both of them said, she was slightly envious because they found their answer so quickly. But what about her? She closed her eyes. She liked Sasuke, she really did. But she also wanted to become a strong kunoichi. She always had him now, they were on the same team. But she had a chance to become a strong kunoichi now she was no longer in the academy. She wants to prove to her family that she had the skills and the ability to surpass everything, their expectations, and become a strong kunoichi. She got to her feet as she shouted as yell as them. I will prove that kunoichis are just as dangerous as shinobis. And I refuse to let my teammate do all the work while I just sit back and watch. Clapping could be heard as they turned as they saw Rikimari lean up against a tree. Bravo, you're all now Team 7. You stood up to the challenge in front of you and show me your true worth, he said. Now I expect you to live up to your word. And if one time you fail, I will be on you. Because you will not only be letting yourself down, you will be letting this unit down as well. Now let's go and get something to eat. I'm starving. At the end, his move turned from serious to chirpy once more, as the three of them wondered if they had a bipolar sensei or something. Before they could do anything though, there was a growl. A rather loud growl. As they pulled out kunais and gripped it tightly, Rikimari stood in front of his genins. That growl did not sound like any animal he heard before, nor did it sound human. He activated his Washingan. He had stayed up all night, creating traps and covering the field and made sure everything was right. Despite looking calm, he was drained of stamina and he was hungry as well. Naruto, Sasuke, activate your bloodlines and prepare to be support. Sakura, go and get help. I'm drained from the past couple of last days, and I don't stand a chance here. Sakura was about to protest, saying that she could help, but another growl went off. As she trembled in fear, she rushed off through the path that the three had created. As Naruto activated his newly dubbed Lunar Eye, what he found confused and surprised him. A woman, no older than 23. Her red hair tied in a bun, stepped into the clearing. Her crimson eye with slitted iris focused directly on him. She was wearing a black dress with fur lined it, and nothing more. She saw as the two boys relaxed, as they wondered what caused the growl a moment ago. But their sensei became incredibly nervous. My, she said. It seems you got yourself a team, Riki-kun, she said. A delicious looking one at that. I could just gobble him up. You have to give Rikimari credit as he stood there. He was glaring at her. A look to say go straight to hell. While Sasuke and Naruto were confused as hell, they didn't notice their sensei was tense, as they decided to be on guard just in case. But what he said shot them to their core. What do you want, Kyuubi? There's nothing of interest for you here. And you know that you will be sealed away if you stay here. From within Naruto's mind, two purple eyes opened up, as there was a loud hiss. But it wasn't from the statement. It was from the female presence, as she wanted nothing to do with the disgusting fox. Deep purple chakra started to seep through the bars of her prison, as she spoke in a feminine tone. That fox, dear, show up here. Enjoy my gift, young one, because I will not let you die by that filthy kitsune claws. The woman smirked. What makes you think I want something, Riki-kun, she said. Rikimari released a dose of killer intent, as golden chakra started to surround him. Simple. You wouldn't come here and seek me out if you did not. As he prepared himself to give the two boys a retreat signal. There was no way that he could stand up against her. They would die. The vixen grin grew wider as she felt Hachibi. Chaotic chakra started to flow into Naruto's system. She licked her lips. Are you trying to intimidate me, Riki-kun, she said. Because if you are, you're doing a poor job of it. Rikimari just kept on glaring at her. There was nothing else that he could do at this exact moment. Seriously, how many times do you want to run into one of the legendary Bijus? Twice was enough, and you want to keep it that way. The Rokibai was bad enough, and he wasn't even a shinobi when the Hakamai attacked. His eyes went wide when he felt the Hakamai's power erupting from Naruto. As he turned towards him, Naruto's eyes were closed as the demonic chakra flew through him. His fangs started to grow, as a dark purple chakra surrounded him like a mist. His fingers started to extend into claws. His muscles started to compact, and it started to shrink a bit, giving him more flexibility. And his skin started to harden, like scales. His spiky blonde hair hardened and took a far more jagged and wild look. And now when he opened his eyes, his crescent moon was dark purple instead of gold. The Kyuubi smirked devilishly at that. Oh, does the snake container think that he can play with me? Let's see how tough you really are then, she said. Sasuke jumped in front of Naruto, not really caring if this was a legendary fox demon or not. Naruto was his brother, and he was not going to let another of his clan fall if he had something to say about it. She paused though when she saw his eyes. Ah, another one of the Uchiha live. Too bad you don't know how to use your eyes to their true potential. They're not even up to snuff yet. Sasuke gripped his kunai, but Rikimaru stepped in front of him. You will not touch them. No, as I said. What do you want, fox? Fine, she said, if you must know. I want the container of Hachibi. The Hachibi started to hiss inside of her cage. She knew that something was up. Rikimaru slipped into his stance. I won't let you have him. Naruto and Sasuke heading to the town. It will be safer there. Both boys did not even protest his order as Naruto moved off, Sasuke moving, as Naruto was much faster with his enhancement. The Kyuubi merely laughed as she watched Naruto, with an amused grin on her face. Like you can do anything to harm me, and keep me away from him. He blurred away, but his speed was far too slow, as she turned and blocked the kunai. Too slow, she said. Or did you forget? The Sharingan is base. Off my eyes. She then vanished as a kunai was thrown from behind. She appeared in front of Rikimaru and grabbed his throat. As she slammed him against a tree, she gripped his wrist and snapped it, with a sadistic grin on her face. As she digged her nails into his skin, burning it at the same time with her chakra, and also healing it, to make it even more painful. As she then smashed his body through a tree, before she pinned him to another. Meanwhile, Naruto rushed out of the forest, in an urban street, with Sasuke not too far behind him. To his luck, he collided with a silver-haired man, with a mask on his face, who was actually wondering how Rikimaru was dealing with his team now. He noticed the silver-haired man looking at him oddly before he remembered. He was using demon power to run. Don't just stand there, he said. My sensei is attempting to hold off a nine-tailed fox from chasing us. Kakashi paled hearing that. Oh, that was just what this village needed. Another Biju attack. In 12 years. What was Konoha? A magnet for demons. He turned though to the forest and disappeared with pure speed. Several others heard this as he flashed off, many of them moving to sound the alarm, as Naruto started to suppress the chakra. As his eyes and features go back to normal but his muscles remained the same. But he felt off, as he lost his balance and collapsed. He passed out, as Sasuke caught him. Luckily Anko was there. She took Naruto and put him over her shoulder. I'll take him to the hospital, brat, she said. It was then that Sasuke noticed a welcome party that Sakura had went for, as she saw the third Hokage amongst them. There was no need to worry. The old man could take care of this. Hopefully. Time skip. Naruto woke up, as he was floating in a sewer. He looked around. What the hell? Well, that's just great, I'm floating in sewage. It's gonna take a lot to rinse this. It was then that he heard a hissing sound, but he just wanted to get the hell out of this place. But the more he walked, the more he seemed to just walk into nothing. Until he finally noticed a section. Following the pipes, he made his way. And he came across a massive gate. A kanji on it that said seal. As he just realized where he was. He was in his own mind. Inside of the seal. The thing was large. A massive snake. It was a lot bigger than what Manda was said to be. Its scale was pitch black, its eyes were purple. As it hissed and looked at him. Why have you called me here, said Naruto. What do you want with me? The snake glared at his response and his lack of respect. But she had to admit, she was impressed by his lack of fear. It's not often I let people get away with such blatant disrespect. But there's something important I have to tell you. The reason I call you here is to discuss our arrangements. What arrangements, said Naruto. And why should I have to listen to you anyway? Everything you give me is because, if I die, you do as well. She smirked, which looked rather frightening. Oh, but you would already be dead, if it wasn't for me, hatchling. So you will give in to my demands otherwise. I will pull my chakra from your DNA, and kill us both. I have no problem with death. It will be a sweet release from this immortal life I've had so far. As Naruto snarled in anger at that. You see, she said, as she noticed that she had his attention. Without me, your very own bloodline would have killed you. It was my healing and reconstructing your DNA. With that blonde man that sealed me into you, that allow you to live. I can remove it very easily though, and it will result into your death. However, all I wish though is for things in return for me helping you. As Naruto shut his mouth, refraining from hissing, he didn't want to die, but something was off though, as he knew that he looked more like the fourth than either of his parents. And you remember what Hayashi said the bloodline should have killed him. And it was this snake intervention that saved his life. He would have to give in to a few demands, but not all of them. Fine. So what do you want, Snake? He said. I will make it clear right here and now. There will be some things I will not allow, said Naruto. She smiled, already liking where this was going. Besides, she had an itch to scratch, and she needed scratch right now. Well, you might not know this, but demons are very hormonal creatures, she said. Naruto started pale at her words. And seeing that I'm a snake, we mate very often in our mating seasons. But because I'm not truly a snake, I do not have a mating season. However, I do have heat, and I'm in mine right now. So to stop beating around the bushes, I want to be screwed. Right now. It's been so long since I've been taken by a real man, and not a pansy. The last one was over 1,000 years ago. Our other arrangements can wait until that is over. As Naruto's sweat dropped, as he looked in the bars, not even making a single sound. But something popped in his mind that he had to ask. Not to sound like a buzzkill or whatever, but 1. You're a snake. And not to mention, as Naruto raised a hand, showing the size difference, she merely rolled her eyes. Did you see that slut Kitsune out there? All of us can take a human form. Oh yeah, said Naruto, still a bit out of it. Wait, I want to know something. Let me guess, you want to know why I attack, right? Well, to be honest with you, we feed on humans. But we're not dumb enough to go after the shinobi villages to feed. All that said, I was going to go past Konoha. There was a small village nearby the hidden stone. But your shinobis had to go and attack. So I started to indulge myself, forgetting for a moment where I was. I admit I was being a bit overzealous. And then that blonde-haired bastard asked me the same thing. I said I was hungry, and they offered themselves to me. That is what I told him. Needless to say, I was put behind these bars after I said that. As Naruto's sweat dropped. So that's the whole mystery of why you attacked? She didn't answer. As he shook his head. Something else. You're one of the largest snakes. Not to mention, you're not exactly a normal snake. Does that mean you have the contract for the snake summoning? No, I don't, she said. That is with Manda. However, once you find him, if you get a chance to do so, all you have to do is use my power, and he will submit to you. Poof! As Naruto watched as cloud filled the place. As Naruto watched as the smoke cleared away, a girl, his own age, appeared. Was she doing this to make him feel comfortable? But still, this was a deal that he was gonna make, right? She seemed to be around 2 years older than him. She had black hair, with purple twine in it. Her eyes were purple, a smile on her face. And not to mention, oh yeah, she was naked. She snapped her finger as the environment inside seemed to change as a bed appeared. Naruto didn't know why, but his feet carried him forward. Was he really gonna do this? Was this really gonna happen? Was this deal really gonna be the one that he make with her? He sighed to himself, damn it. It seems like he was actually gonna do this. Well, if he was, there was no way he was gonna go out like some kind of pansy. Subconsciously, his eyes activated as Naruto felt a rush. As he stepped inside, unafraid of anything. But that didn't stop her from throwing him towards the bed and leaping towards him. However, As she said, she hadn't been with a man in 1,000 years. 1,000 years was a very, very long time. She had been around the elemental nation after all. Why do you think it was so hard to find them? They had transformed to human forms. And yet despite that, she hadn't been with anyone else. But 1,000 years, as I said, was a very long time. That meant she was a bit... how would you say? Ravishing. Time skip. As I said, you can't stop me, said the Kyuubi, as she was holding Rikimaru. I know that, he said. But every shinobi will be here soon. If you haven't noticed, I've been flaring my chakra at the maximum. Effort. I may die, but you will not get him. She sniffed. She could smell them, but she growled in anger, the scent coming from Rikimaru. Even though she could kill him with a flick of her wrist, he did not fear her one bit. I will not be trapped away. But she pulled him close as she whispered in his ear. That doesn't mean I'm stopped trying. As she released him as he dropped and coughed up blood, that she was holding back by squeezing his throat so tight. It was a few seconds later that ninjas arrived. As Rikimaru was coughing up blood. What took you so long, he said. You just missed her. Not that we could have done anything. As he collapsed. Undo, said Sarutobi. Fan out and search for that woman, he said. As his eyes narrowed around, Kakashi looked down towards Rikimaru. Even Guy had problems defeating him in a spar if there was no restrictions, and yet he was defeated so easily. Sakura, go home for today. Your sensei will be in the hospital for at least a week, so you have the time off. As she nodded towards the Hokage, she rushed back. She had saw that Naruto and Sasuke were taken away to the hospital, so she made her way there as well. Inoichi, I want you to look in his mind, so we can get a description of her. But before the man could do so though, Yujiro, with her mask in her belt, spoke. Something else worries me. He barely has any other injuries than a few holes right here in his throat, she said. A few cuts on his back and his arms as well. As they noticed the wounds, they were healing. As Yujiro looked down towards her fiancé, as hers and eyes narrowed. As he looked towards the wounds as well, she was enjoying making him burn and then heal him. The residue of the chakra was healing him. Can it really be the Kyuubi, he thought to himself? There was a lot there that no one knew about. But was it really her? If so, all hell was about to break loose. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to get posted. Remember, share some of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, remember to stick around for the rest of what's coming away. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado, I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace.